Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 146 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing well. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow you guys do when you do your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to hit on tonight, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll do our best to get to all of them. We love answering your questions. And then three, I always mention the pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See lots of people hanging out in the chat tonight. It's cool seeing all the different locations. We got Florida and Ontario and California all over the place. Very, very cool. We also have an announcement tonight, so stay tuned, and some updates on some of the announcements we made last week. But first, let's chat about our show. So we got the StreamYard Spotlight the first Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show where Dana and Kelsey interview and feature people from the StreamYard community and how they're having success with live streaming. It's a fun show to get tips and see how other people are live streaming. We've got YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel the second Saturday of every month. Really great show if you have a YouTube channel or are looking for advice in terms anything really, whether it's thumbnails, descriptions, anything to sort of give you a leg up when it comes to improving your YouTube channel. Then we got Enhance Your Live Streaming the last Tuesday of every month with Nick Nimmin, who's definitely a pro when it comes to all things live streaming. So if you're looking for detailed tips on your live streams, that is the show to go to. Then we have live stream reviews the first and third Saturday at noon PST with Christian and Charles. It's a fun live stream where they review people's channels, live streaming channels. Live. It's live a lot of times. Yeah, awesome show. And then finally, for any other questions people have, we've got open office hours with Julie and Mel, 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, first and third week of the month, and that's in the Facebook community group. So if you're not in that group, feel free to join that. We'd love to see you in there. It's just if on Facebook you just type in StreamYard community, it should be the first one that pops up. Let's see if we have any questions tonight. One nice comment from, where did it go? Pit Lane says, it's good to see these regular sessions from developers. Keeping a strong regular line of communication helps both sides lead to a better product and better outcome for customers. Appreciate that, Pit Lane. We definitely really love getting your guys' feedback. So thanks so much for tuning in.
Agreed.
Darren says, looking forward to the announcement, but won't see it till I wake up. It's just after 1 a.m. Well, I appreciate you leaving the comment before, and hello on the replay, Darren. Dan and I will actually be overseas for the next town hall, so we'll either be streaming super late or maybe using the pre-recorded streaming feature. We'll see.
I'm hoping we're still up. Yeah, it's not that late. We'll
probably just stay up. Yeah. It might just be a fun excuse to try using it, but we wouldn't be able to get the Q&A.
Yeah, it's so interactive. Cool.
Rosalind says, I don't see the Facebook group anymore. I used to get notifications that something changed. Facebook group is definitely still there, Rosalind. If maybe you just mean on your feed, you're not really seeing stuff from the feed. Facebook notifications are a bit, they vary definitely. So if you go into the group, I know in groups, I think they might have changed the name of it, but if you want to make sure you see every notification from a group, there's a setting on Facebook to change that. I don't remember exactly where it is, but if you go into the group, you should be able to find that. John says, enjoying the bulk upload utility. Glad to hear that, John. That was actually one of the things we were going to remind people of today was bulk uploading. So anyone that missed the last town hall, you now have the ability for any kind of it's any kind of asset, right? Dan, both video clips, overlays, backgrounds, all of it. Cool.
Yeah.
So any kind of asset you can now, is there any kind of limit? Is it like a 50 or 100 or something?
I think it's 100.
100. So you can now upload 100 at a time.
That's a lot, yeah.
Quite a few. So yeah, hopefully that's a big help for people. I know the other one that's come up a lot is bulk deletion. That is on the list and being worked on.
Yeah, but way more convenient in terms of like, hey, I've got 20 assets I know I need to upload. It used to be quite painful before, just going through one at a time, especially for videos because they take a little longer. So yeah, hopefully that's much better now.
Alvin has a great question. Any advice on the best setup when using SY for a hybrid event? We need to make a blog post. Hoppin probably has lots of, or definitely has some good content there for the best best tips and tricks when it comes to producing a hybrid event. We need to create an article ourselves. Biggest one, I mean, hybrid or not, the number one thing that always comes to mind is to make sure you have a solid dedicated internet connection if you're going to be streaming out the hybrid event. We had our first experience with a hybrid event at wasn't our event, but we were sort of in a hybrid setting with VidSummit where we were streaming it out live, and definitely making sure that you're not reliant on a hotel's internet connection, or you've at least triple checked the internet connection is definitely key. But we'll come up with a blog, Alvin, and link it to you. But yeah, making sure the internet is there, and then really tons of prep is maybe the biggest one too. Just like really doing lots of research, exactly what you're doing now, making sure you check out what the best solutions are that are out there, and doing lots of prep. All right, the other one we wanted to mention tonight was PIP, and we made some small changes based on your guys' feedback from last time. So let me go ahead and demo it quickly. I'll just share this video and pause it. So you can see, yeah, we now have the picture-in-picture layout. So Dan and I are actually overlaid on the screen.
Might be kind of confusing that we're sharing a picture of the studio, but that's all right. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. So yeah, let us know what you think of the PIP layout, if it's been working well for you. If there's any other layouts you'd like to see, we'd be very curious to know what those are. One that's come up in the past is the ability to sort of be by yourself, but have it where you can still see the background behind you. But anything like that you're interested in, would be curious to know what that is.
Cool. And it does handle a lot of things. Yeah, just like that. I was going to say, for comments, it shifts it out of the way.
Tristan says, best setup, be wired in where possible and test all connections. It's definitely good advice for hybrid events. Let's see. Tristan says, PIP is a winner. Glad you're a fan of it, Tristan.
And just for clarification, PIP just means picture in picture, which is just like how you describe this type of layout where there's like our cameras on top of the screen share or a video share. So full screen video share, screen share, and then just cameras in the bottom corner. And as you can probably tell from how it's set up now, it basically just stacks the cameras across the bottom. So if there's 5 of us, it would just keep stacking us across. And then as you saw with the comment, when a comment or a banner is on screen, it just kind of shifts us out of the way.
Nancy says, I love picture in picture. I would love it if the main picture could be one of the camera instead of the shared screen.
Cool.
Yeah, noted. Appreciate the feedback there, Nancy. Greg says, is it better to use media at 720 versus 1080 and letting SY scale down? So if you're streaming in whatever SY is streaming in, that's what I would capture it at, Greg. So if you're streaming in 1080, you'll want to have your camera in 1080 and have whatever you're sharing in 1080. And if you're streaming in 720, same thing, have the camera in 720, whatever you're sharing in 720. All right. Pure Journalist says, can we get an option to change PIP to the right-hand side? So right now it's just the left-hand side, pure Adrenaline, but we are looking through ways to give people much more flexibility when it comes to layout. So stay tuned. We might add some more functionality there.
Cool. You can probably take us out of this layout now if you want as well.
Sure.
Unless you want to keep showing it off.
We'll see it again in a second for the third announcement that we have.
Cool. And the giveaway.
And the giveaway, yes. Chris says limit of 10 on screen below with PIP. Yep, you can have up to 10 with the PIP layout, right, Dan?
Yep.
Let's see. Rosalind says, what would be a good time to use PIP? I mean, really, it's up to you, Rosalind. I mean, anytime you're sharing your screen and you really want to have as much of the screen visible as possible, I think that's generally the main reason people want it, is to just maximize the amount of space they have available to them. I've been a fan of it. I think we'll continue using it when we're doing things like the giveaway. But yeah, if you want to maximize screen real estate. All
good
right.
for like tutorials and things like that, I find as well. Or just like walking through a website, just like demoing, like, hey, check out this, my website or whatever website you're going through. It's great for that sort of stuff.
Michael says, I would love to have a video or overlay per number of people. If I have 2 folks, then have overlays for 2. Then I go to 3, have overlays for 3, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, tying the overlays to the number of people on screen. Michael, yeah, that's sort of what I was alluding to with with PIP and having the bottom left versus bottom right. We're thinking through ways we can add more functionality and more customizability there without making the product complex. So something we're thinking about. All right. Cool. So this one, I think you guys will be super excited about. It's come up a lot in the past. So it's just it's a demo. So it's not live yet. Pip and the bulk upload is now live and available to everyone. This next one will be available within the next 1 or 2 weeks, but we do have a video to walk you guys through it, and that is hotkeys. So we'll be curious what you guys think. I'll go ahead and just show it to you, and then we'll have some questions for you. So I can go back to the pip layout, and I'll just slowly play through this. So in the settings section, you'll see this new option called hotkeys. Not yet, within the next couple weeks, but when it's available, you'll see this. And one of the first questions we had for you guys that's come up in the past is which types of actions would you like to have the ability to bind in the first version of this? Like over time, I assume more and more will come up, but curious what the sort of like top 5, top 10 most essential ones are. You can sort of see some of the initial ones we're planning there. So I'll keep this playing. You can see some of the ones at the bottom as well. And you'll also have the ability to bind any of these to any key you like. So say for open comments tab, if you didn't want it to be option C, instead if you wanted it to be, I think Dan actually does it in
C, yeah.
This video. So banners tab, he made B and C. Obviously you can't see him physically clicking the keyboard, but if you look at the right side there, I'll play it again in a second here. He's actually just clicking C and B to switch between the banners and comments tab. So you'll have some quick functionality there on the keyboard to do things like show your cam, mute your mic, and the stream. So yeah, it would be great to get any initial feedback of based on, I'll go back to the screen so you can kind of see some of the things there. What things you'd like to bind, if there's anything that's really important to you in terms of how you want it to work, that would be a great time to let us know.
Cool. Super excited for this one. And yeah, there's a lot of hotkeys already planned for releasing soon.
Pete says hotkeys, screen share on and off for sure. Yeah, we had that in cool. the initial plans there, Pete. Landlord Advocate says multi-camera angle hotkeys. Actually, that's another one we wanted to ask you. Actually, I'm mixing multi-layout with multi-camera. But that's a great suggestion, multi-camera. So that's something we'll think about, Landlord Advocates. We didn't actually have that in this initial drawing, but we'll consider that. But the other one I mentioned, layouts, we were planning on having the ability to both be able to cycle through different layouts, so to press a button and be able to go from layout to layout, but you'd still have to hit enter. This is probably too detailed to articulate verbally, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, the ability to sort of cycle through and then quickly hit a button to enter it. Curious how many of you would actually use that versus just wanting to bind every single layout option there.
Yeah, so basically in one case, you press a key, it goes to a specific layout. In another case, you press a key, it goes to the next layout, or like focuses the next layout, and you can just keep pressing it, it'll cycle through, and then when you press enter, it'll select the one that's focused. We might just add both, but...
Christian says, Pip is great for demos, courses, education, etc. Absolutely. See a couple questions regarding if some people will be able, the people on the beta plan will be able to test hotkeys early. It will be available relatively soon, but it might be something that we'll release early. Just stay tuned over email. We might shoot you an email to help us test it out.
Yep. Yeah, and feel free to reach out over email if you do want to specifically beta test hotkeys. You can just basically send a message like, hey, I'd love to be a beta tester for hotkeys. We can turn it on for you.
John Shoemaker says, 2 Fridays ago, we used StreamYard to host our technology conference. We did 33 sessions during the workday. Wow, that's a lot of sessions. That's awesome. Went off perfect with 20 different hosts I had to train. Well, congrats. That sounds like an epic cool. Conference. I'm curious, John, what was the name, if you don't mind sharing, what was the name of the conference? If there's a replay, I'd love to check it out. Michael says, can we please get the giveaway tool built in? Can't use it on mobile. Also would be easier for ease of use. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. At some point, we would like to make it a bit more streamlined rather than having to screen share it. Tons of awesome suggestions, better than the ones I came up with for Pip. So appreciate all of those in terms of like how to use it.
Cool.
Michael says, with hotkeys, when screen share, whatever browser window, hotkeys will not work because of shortcut conflicts. You must be on StreamYard window for them to work. Yes, that's true. You'll want to I guess if you have multiple monitors, that there could be a situation, where you're on a different monitor and you're trying to control StreamYard. So you'll have to have the StreamYard window be the focus for the hotkeys to work.
That's right. Yeah.
G. Albert says, do you have beta groups that are working with you and giving real life user feedback before releasing updates to the community at large? Yeah, absolutely, Albert. We have a few different types of groups. So yeah, we have a more public email list of beta users that help us test a few things. We have our QA team, which does lots of testing. So, but that's internal. But yeah, if you'd like to test this one, Albert, if you're not already in, if you haven't already reached out regarding some beta features, feel free to email us and you'll be added to that list. Contact@streamyard.com.
And we often do it very specific to features. So like, somebody might just be really interested in testing out like this specific feature, and then we'll give them early access for this one. That's often how we've done it in the past.
Hey, Joe, hope you're doing well. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you. Love the new features being released. Yeah, absolutely. Super exciting for us to release them. We have lots of really cool things coming for all of November. It's going to be pretty exciting. So stay tuned. Lots of other ones coming soon as well.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
Christian says, would love to have an end broadcast key. I think we were planning on having that one, right, Dan?
Yep.
Does it still prompt? Will it still prompt the like the double check to end it, or will it just automatically end it?
Should automatically end it.
Automatically end it, cool.
But we'll see. There's a few different things we're kind of playing with right now.
Tori says, is there an option to go back to the side-by-side format for video clips, or an option to choose between the two formats? Yeah, it's just a different layout, Tori. So like you can see here, now Dan and I are back. Assuming that's what you mean, I think it is. Now we're back to the side-by-side versus the picture-in-picture layout.
Yep.
All right, let's see if we got anything else here. Brock says, we're using RTMP to stream to our radio show app. Are you open to adding newer social media outlets? We get close to 1 million views a month on social media platform Wimkin. How do we get that platform on SY? I'll have to check out Wimkin. Honestly, Brock, I've never actually heard of it, but that's awesome that you're getting that much traction there. It's definitely something we're open to. We do want to keep it to a sort of focus group on the major platforms people are familiar with, but it's definitely something we're open to. So I'll check that out.
Cool. Yeah, and you should be able to at least stream with custom RTMP, like it's a custom RTMP destination, but you just won't get comments. I assume. Again, I don't know the platform either, but it should support that.
I think Brock mentioned he is actually using RTMP right now, but I assume just for that added, comment functionality and stuff and scheduling. So yeah, well, we'll check it out, Brock. That actually was, Tristan, it's a good point. I don't think we'll have it default bound. It'll be we'll likely have this something that you have to go in and set yourself. But yeah, definitely we'll want to be careful if you do choose to bind and end broadcast.
Maybe warn someone when they set it too. Like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to have 6 different keys to actually hit this one so you don't actually press it?
Cool. But on the platforms point, somewhat related. I think we asked this a long time ago, but it's been a while. So curious how many of you, if you weren't before, how many of you are using TikTok, particularly as a creator? I know a lot of people maybe you're just consuming videos on it, but curious how many of you are actually creating content that you're posting on TikTok. And if you are creating, are you a fan of the platform? Is it something that you're interested in live streaming to? Just curious to learn who's been using it.
Cool. We could probably pull the video off now as well, Geige.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pablo says RTMP ingest would be great. I could guess a few different ones, Pablo, but I'd be curious the type of content you'd be using RTMP ingest with. Is it the type of thing where you're doing like an in-person event where you have like you want to stream some feeds into the studio and then have it go out? I'm curious the types of things you'd be doing with RTMP ingest. Clarine says, question/wish list. I hope the November announcements will include enhancements to the record only feature. Forgive me if you've already mentioned it earlier, Clarine, but I'd be curious what types of things you'd really like to see when it comes to enhancements. Some of the ones that I've heard before that I'm guessing you might be referring to is things like more flexibility around like individual videos themselves, the ability to pause and start recording again. If there's anything else that I'm missing there, let us know. We'd love to know what those enhancements are. Christian says, does Wimpkin offer an RTMP option? I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded like Brock was streaming there with RTMP. But if not, let us know.
But yeah, probably.
All right, shall we go ahead and we have a couple other questions, but want to make sure we don't run out of time. Should we go ahead and do the giveaway, Dan?
Cool, let's do it. Just a sec.
Oops, wrong one here. All right, so most of you are probably familiar with this, as evidenced by the entries. But if you don't know how this works, if you just type in hashtag the yard, you'll be eligible to win. And tonight we'll be giving away that pillow that Dan has in the background there. You can see it there. I'll full screen, Dan, so you can get a better look. But yeah, that cool. Pillow in the back there. And we'll also give away the StreamYard plush duck. I think I have a picture of it as well.
Even better, Geige. You can full screen.
Oh yeah, Dan's got it in person. Even better. So yeah, you'll be the lucky winner of both of those. So we'll give you a second here. Oops, a second here to get those in. Coylin's not using TikTok, but it sounds like few people are. Chris Rossetti's a TikToker. Curious, Chris, what kind of content are you creating there? Dell says, yes, it would be great to use TikTok to clip vids of the podcast. Cool. All right. Oh, it looks like it's still going up, so we'll give it a little bit more time.
Yeah, it almost looks like it almost stopped there.
Jim says, question, would love to have an end broadcast and still have the recording active to capture after show talk. That's a cool one, Jim. I've not heard that one before, but I definitely can see how you'd want to use that. It's something we'll have to think. I'm just thinking through.
Like there is a workaround, but I don't really recommend it.
Yeah, so with like RTMP or something. Yeah.
Well, no, like if you were streaming to YouTube, you could remove the YouTube destination and just don't check the box that deletes it on YouTube. Obviously, like you definitely don't want to do that. But you could like remove the YouTube destination. It would stop streaming to YouTube, and then you're still recording. But yeah, it feels like a bit of a workaround.
It's definitely a workaround, but it's good. It's good to mention though. So Jim, until we come up with a better flow for that, that is a good point. You can just remove YouTube as a destination, like Dan said, without deleting it. It will actually keep recording on StreamYard until you end the broadcast.
Yeah, it'll be a little weird where like when you end the broadcast, it'll kind of say well, you haven't streamed anywhere. This was just a recording because you've removed all the destinations. But on YouTube, you'll still have it. So not terrible.
Clarine says, yes, anxious for the option to restart a record-only video without having to start a new broadcast. I appreciate the clarification there, Clarine.
Shall we?
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Cool. All right. Best of luck, everyone.
Michael Daniels, I think we'll send you the stuff if you haven't received it already. But I'm guessing you already have both. So let's go ahead and roll it one more time, Dan.
Take two.
Take two.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
But if you don't have it yet, Michael, reach out to. I know you already are in touch with Dana, and she'll ship you it.
Cool.
Chantel, congrats. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. If you email contact@streamyard.com, Dana can coordinate with you to ship you your brand new StreamYard pillow and StreamYard plush duck. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Congrats.
Rosalind has a good question, which I think I know the answer, but I'll double check with you, Dan. For the giveaway tool, is it case sensitive?
No, case insensitive.
Yeah, so for if you guys do choose, I guess that's another thing to note. Most of you probably already know, but you can actually run those giveaways yourself. So if you just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, and for the keyword you choose, it's like Dan just said, case insensitive.
Yep. So in other words, if you type hashtag the yard with a capital T and a capital Y or something, that's totally fine. And then also you can only enter once. I think most people probably know that, but just a note for everyone.
Jim says, yeah, did it tonight, but takes a bit of time as we go to 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely work on the UX. Just wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but it does work.
Carlin said, would it be possible to have a start-stop recording option in the same recorded broadcast? Yeah, I think that's similar or the same thing that Clarine was asking for, Carlin. So yeah, we're definitely looking into continuing to make StreamYard easier and easier to not only live stream but do recordings, and that's a part of that. So we're thinking it through. All right, let's see if we have any final questions here. Lots of congrats for Chantel. Absolutely, congrats to Chantel. Brock says, will there ever be a time you can pause video clips and then play again? You might already be aware of it, Brock, but if you use the video share feature, so if you click the share button and select video file
At the bottom.
At the bottom of the StreamYard Studio, the video share feature is designed specifically through that, where you have like a scrubber, I think is the technical term, and you can go to different parts and pause and play. In terms of like, will there ever be a time where you can do that with video clips? Not 100% sure. I think we'd likely introduce it as a separate feature, given that the video clips are more about like intros and outros and those types of things. But certainly we're open to making that easier. Would be super curious if the video share feature is not a good fit for you for some reason.
Yeah, it's like the video share is what Geige was using at the start when he was showing that Hotkeys video and then just pausing it selectively. That was the video sharing feature.
All right. Eamon says, I would love to have multiple sources and to be able to resize the screen. So I'd be curious what types of sources, Eamon. So I mean, you kind of can in the sense that you can have each guest is sort of like a source, or screen share is like a source. So because what other types of sources that StreamYard doesn't offer that you'd like to see. In terms of resizing the screen, that one is a bit more sort of just determined. I mean, you can kind of affect it based on like by changing the size of, like, assuming you're sharing a browser and sort of the dimensions you're choosing to share, but maybe at some point we can add a bit more flexibility. Let's see if we have time for one last question here, maybe. Amy's referring to. No, I think I got mixed up. I thought that was about the source. Maybe it was a browser source, but I think I got mixed up. BDP says, how to end a broadcast and keep the same link for the invite and start another broadcast with the same people. So BDP right now, everything with StreamYard is kind of like an event. So a new link is generated. So we don't actually have recurring links at the moment, but maybe in the future that's something we'd consider having. The main reason why we didn't do that is just because for each guest we thought it would make sense to have a separate link so you don't accidentally have different people joining, but it has come up in the past, so we'll likely make it an option at some point. Trishan says, no fun fact today. I somehow missed it. I did have one. I'll share that. Maybe you guys can answer it as we do the outro, or we'll answer it really quickly. It was favorite track and field event. What's your favorite track and field event, Dan?
So specific. Do you already have one in mind? Because I got to take a second to think.
Mine's definitely, I mean, I've never been able to do it, but I've always found watching pole vaulters pretty fascinating.
I think we were chatting about the Olympics the other day. I still think mine, anything sprinting related. I love
sprinting.
So yeah, 100 meters, 4x100 meters. I just love watching how fast Olympians can run. I don't know why. It's always fascinated me. Used to be a runner as a kid. So yeah, anything sprinting related.
Awesome. All right, everyone. This was, and feel free to share it with us. We'll check back the replay to see yours. Part of the fun things with the fun backs is to also get to know more about you guys, not just us. But this was episode 146 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Cool. See you next week, everyone.